Oh, he's dead. I don't see any bad guys.
That walker is temporarily exposed to enemy fire and requires your aid.
I think I missed that shot that we killed him on, but I'll take it. Sir, did I not just shoot you in the face? Pretty sure I just shot you in the face. Well, let's just get Aiden, I guess. It didn't have campaign. Oh, there you go. I'm thinking of another one now. Wasn't that the, I'm thinking of a Walking Dead character in that. I could be wrong. Wasn't it Merle from The Walking Dead in one of them? Wasn't he a bad guy? I think Jon Snow was even one from Game of Thrones, but I don't know. Could be just completely out of my mind right now. It's entirely possible. Whoa, we timed it. I saw it out of the corner of my eye. And he happened to be weak too. Fantastic. Oh! You got knocked the fuck out. Nah, my aim does suck. It might have its moments still, but compared to what I used to do, oh my god. If I could just have my aim from Battlefield 3, oh my goodness. Now if I saw a dude in the head glitch, I'm like, yeah, there's no way I'm killing this guy. But back then I'll be like, yep, easy peasy. Just gonna drop this guy out of a head glitch from 100 feet away, no problem. Not even miss a shot. Handle the recoil perfectly. Now I'm like, I'm not even gonna hit him. Just let him kill me and rape my butthole. Oh, the Yankee, every time I don't watch the Yankee game, they do good. I turned it on real quick just to see since the internet's not crashing. Now they got 7 runs. Of course they did. Oh, here comes the BB-8. Better unzoom so I can see him whipping me. Luckily the Leia's like, you know what I'm gonna use? The 11, that's what I'm gonna use. Have I seen the Clone Wars? The cartoon? Yeah, I've seen the cartoon of it. I've seen the Samurai Jack looking one. Seen the little Clone Wars movie that they had. Love the Clone Wars. Definitely had a lot of filler episodes, though, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it's pretty awesome.
Heavy weapon here.
Hope you were asking me and not somebody else, just randomly answering questions. I know if that guy watched the Clone Wars or not, yeah. Oh shit, I'm choking. Little Martin. For the Indiana Jones movie and the Dial of Destiny. It came out a few days early in the Philippines, so I was able to watch it before the people in America somehow. Weird as that fucking sounds. Couldn't believe it when I looked. Like, when does it come out here? I thought it would be all late, but it came out early. I'm like, oh shit, we did it 3 days before you. What the fuck? Still not sure why, but I'll take it. I've watched The Walking Dead religiously. I did stop watching it. It wasn't because of Glenn. I just got tired of the every season always feels like, all right, we have a problem. All right, let's talk about what we're going to do about the problem. Let's talk about it some more. Let's have one episode where we're not doing anything. Let's think about it some more. Okay, let's do something, and it's done. And then we have cliffhanger to the next season. It just felt very boring to me. There was too much talking. Most of the main characters were safe. I didn't like that. Besides Glenn. It's what surprised me when everybody's mad that Glenn died. I'm like, dude, literally none of the main characters ever fucking die in that show. Like, it takes forever for them to have anything happen to them. I'm like, what is this shit? I watched that show before I even watched Game of Thrones, but I just stopped watching it. And I still haven't actually watched all the episodes. I watched a recap of, like, what happened. Or, like, watching a React channel watch it, so I didn't have to waste my time watching it all. So I know what generally happens, but it's just... They started introducing some cooler concepts, but it just felt like that. It was just drug on way too long. And then when they finally defeat them, it's like, all right, let's go meet some new bad guys. And start the same process again. So I'm like, oh man, I don't know. And frankly, I didn't like a lot of the dialogue scenes. Where it's like, I don't always need constant action, but I want the dialogue to be good. But on some of it, it's just like, I didn't even find anything interesting. I'm like, oh, fucking hurry up, man. It just felt like there was, I don't always like using the filler as the way of describing it, but it didn't feel like there was enough going on to keep me excited at times. It's like, and I love Negan. He was an awesome character. Like, I really do like Negan, and I like Jeffrey D. Morgan, too. But it's just, it's not enough to keep me going. It's just like, I eventually just got tired of, like, waiting. I used to be so excited when a season would come out, but it just, at some point, I'm like, man, this is all the same. Then I went and watched Game of Thrones after that, and I'm like, holy shit, the way they construct each episode. Like, pretty much every episode of Game of Thrones is there's so much fucking going on. From all the different characters and different, like, side stories that ultimately lead up to the main one, and just even the dialogue scenes are so fucking good, early on anyway. It was like, holy shit, coming from Walking Dead to that, I'm like, this is how you make a show. Because I was bored out of my mind with The Walking Dead, and the Game of Thrones didn't do that to me. But I'm like, man, what the fuck? How? I remember when I didn't watch Game of Thrones, and towards the better parts of The Walking Dead, I was like, man, fuck Game of Thrones, this show shit all over. Why don't it win awards? And then when I finally watched Game of Thrones, like, oh, I get it. I can definitely see why Game of Thrones shit all over The Walking Dead. It makes sense, especially later versions of The Walking Dead. It just got so, I don't know if you want to call it repetitive but like some of the characters were really good. But even Daryl, he was one of my favorite characters. But it got to the point where you know he's not gonna die because that show's hanging on by a thread, which kind of turned me off. Where you know none of the bad guys or none of the main characters are gonna die. Like, it was like Carl, I don't mind. I was like, I never liked him anyway. So he didn't feel like a main character to me, even though he was. But Rick, then he just disappears because the actor was like, fuck it, I want out. Same with Maggie. It's just like, what the fuck, man? I appreciate that one. Good man. Just stole your kill, Vader. And the moment I stole his kill, we lagged for the first time. So, yeah, Vader's the one in control of the lag. You son of a bitch, Vader! Your mom is a fucking whore getting gang raped by some Tuscans. What you gonna do about it, bitch? That probably is what happened, though. Let's be honest. Come on now. Yeah, I actually was really excited leading up to Glenn's death. I was of a different opinion. I was like, he's the only one who died? I was kind of like, let's get some big moment here. Like, it still was a big moment, and I like Abraham, especially since he was from Band of Brothers. Another one of those shows I love, but... So they killed two characters I liked, which was good, but I still just... For how many episodes there were, I'm like, man, none of these main characters are threatened at all. Oh no, he's in trouble. Don't worry, he'll be fine. It's just, with all the characters they had, it felt like they were too safe. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Yeah, Negan was awesome. I was quoting him the other day, actually, when there was a kid misbehaving out there. I was like, we gotta shut that shit down! My girlfriend's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you haven't watched, you don't know? Probably didn't word it right, but I remember him saying something like that. You gotta shut that shit down! I'm like, yeah, that's what you gotta do. I'm like, damn, Negan, you're right. It's sex and violence and good writing. Well, for a lot of the early seasons. After that, it's like, they don't know what they're doing, I don't think. I'm just glad House of the Dragon came out and fucking what do you want to call it? Reignited my Game of Thrones fire. I'm like, alright, they still can make good Game of Thrones shit. Let's go. If that was bad, I'd probably be like, alright, now we're just gonna have to move on from this shit. We had a good run a few seasons and that was it, but really helped remind me that it's really just those fucking David and Dan. They didn't know what they were doing. Once they got ahead of the books, I'm like, thank God all the other shit they have books or enough source material to go with. Who in the fuck is shooting me? Why is there a ray behind me?
Stop that target.
Did Vader just choke him and nothing happened? Wait, the monster throwing a perfect game right now? What the fuck? Why has nobody told me this? Of course, the one time I'm like, I'm not gonna watch the Yankee game, I'm gonna save the internet. Don't need to waste my internet power to watch it, and now all the interesting stuff happens. Ooh, fucking Murphy's Law, man. Fuck you, Murphy. Son of a bitch. I guess there's a fin back here, because none of these guys give a shit when I shoot them. Hey, he died. Didn't think he was. Here we go. I really didn't like Carl. I don't know if it was the actor or what. I couldn't stand him from the start. When did I start playing Battlefront? This one I started on the beta. Played the other one probably on the beta.